Tonight we have with us content creator and live streaming expert, Gabé Leal. Let's go, everybody.
Broadcasting live from Relate Studios in Trinidad and Tobago, it's the Useful Content Creation Show with your host, Juma Bannister.
Hello and welcome back to the Useful Content Creation Show. My name is Juma Bannister and I'm happy to be here with you today. And today is a special day. Once again, we're back here together with the Useful Content community. And I want to say a special welcome to the Useful Content community. You know, they are very big support for us. And I just love to be in the community. Community is good. Community is good to have. And, you know, if you have any comments, any questions during the show today, feel free to drop it down in the comment section. Gabe is here with us, and he'll be taking lots and lots of questions. He loves to talk about live streaming, so be sure to do that. Today is episode 3 of season 2 of the show. And here's what we'll be doing today. Today we'll show Josh Braun some content love. And the content love we're going to be showing him is for 13 things that he's learned to let go of. We're going to run that. We have an exclusive video content segment, as we usually would have. And that is an individual light breakdown from my setup, the one that you're seeing right now. It's a really quick individual light breakdown because I'm not going into depth with it because it was meant for TikTok. But it seems that I'm going to be running a lot of TikTok videos here from now on. So that's a good thing. And today we're going to have the conversation with Gibb, as I said. And then we're going to jump into the brand new segment that we've been doing for this season called Agree, Disagree. Agree, Disagree. And we're going to play that game with Gibb when the time comes. All right. Welcome to everybody in the comments. We're seeing Ilya down in the comments. Who else is here? Hi, Denise. Great to see you. Thank you for jumping on. Of course, Gabe must say hello to himself and to us. Hello to everyone. And we have Ilya. I love Ilya is one of my great connections on LinkedIn. Thank you, Ilya. And don't forget, as Gabe is saying, to throw up your light bulbs. Hashtag UCC Live. We know the culture. Throw up your light bulbs. And don't forget to put your hashtag UCC Live down in the comments below. All right, so the Useful Content community, glad to have you here. Let's just look at what has happened in the last week. We'll do a quick rundown of the last week. On Saturday, on the very first show of the season, we had Travis Lochner on. And we had a really excellent discussion about live streaming and all of the things surrounding what he's currently doing and him realizing what he was called to be in the context of his business and defining that identity. And so you can go look at that live stream. It's very good. We actually dropped a clip from the live stream today talking about overcoming your fear of being on video. That was a great conversation. That's a great clip. Go look at that. On Saturday, we had on the show the relentlessly helpful LinkedIn nerd John Esperian on the show Saturday. Technically, the show on Saturday is for Caribbean people, but of course, John Esperian, because he is like 4 to 5 hours ahead of me, we couldn't have him on a show like this. Otherwise, he'd be on like 1:30, 2:30 in the morning. So we decided to put him on Saturday. So he became an honorary Caribbean person. So thank you, John, for making the effort for coming out on Saturdays. We appreciate that. And we spoke about LinkedIn audio. We spoke about his book that he's currently writing. We spoke even about his weight loss journey. And it was a really excellent conversation. Go check that out as well. That is also on my profile and on YouTube. Oh, you know what? I don't often show this, but this is what the YouTube channel is. If you want to go see the replays, you have to go to youtube.com/Useful It's good to relate. It used to be on my personal channel. I moved it over to the company channel now, which is trying to streamline things. So if you want to go see the replays and you're not on LinkedIn, or you decided that you don't want to see it on LinkedIn, you can always go to YouTube and check it out as well. All right, that's just something for you. What else is happening? So we are still doing a lot of internal planning in the company. We're trying to sort out the business strategy and the content strategy company-wide. It's moving a little slower than I wanted to, but we're doing well at that, and it's progressing. I'm still listening to the One-Page Marketing Plan by Alan Gibb. It's a really cool book. It's a book that is good for beginner marketers, and it teaches you how to line everything up in terms of your content, not your content, but your marketing plan, and that is important for everyone to know. So if you haven't read that book yet, the One-Page Marketing Plan by Alan Gibb, take a look at it. It's worth taking a look at. And today I was on live with Stephen G. Pope as we did a countdown of the top 10, our top 10 content creation tools. It was a really good stream as well. And Stephen has a really crazy setup. So we ended up streaming to Twitch, to LinkedIn, to YouTube, and to TikTok. He has a crazy setup. So that went really well today. And the stream was really excellent. It was only about half an hour, but I shared some of the tools that I use for content creation on a daily basis. And that was really great. And the best announcement, the best recap, and this is actually not something that's happened in the past, it's something that's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow is my wife's birthday. So I want to wish her a happy birthday, and I say in advance, I love you, darling. You're the best thing ever. And we're going to have a great time tomorrow. I'm going to have the day off from work. I've been given the day off from work by my boss, who happens to be me. And that will be to go well. We have some things planned, so it will go well. The last year, I remember last year. Was it last year? Was it for anniversary? I said happy anniversary to her on the stream as well. So that was great. Thank you so much. Let me look at the comments again. Oh, a lot of people have jumped in since then. Let's say hello to Robert. Robert always comes in with a big wave. Hi, Robert. Good to see you, man. Roberta, you finally I'm seeing you, Roberta. Your image is there. You fixed it. So cool. Very well. Excellent, Roberta. Of course. Oh, yeah. Robert Gabe is saying hello. Gabe is doing his interactions. He's like a community manager for me. Thank you so much. Roberta throwing up our bulbs. Excellent. Dana as well. Dana, this is the first time you've been back for the season. Great to have you there. Dana, Roberta is doing the bulbs as well. Thank you so much. And Beth. Thank you, Beth. We appreciate that. Gabe is here. I am here. We appreciate that. And then Gabe is Ilya. Yes. Oh, Ilya, I saw that she got LinkedIn Live today. I saw that she did a video. It was like, I saw it was like it's good. It's great. I'm glad that you got LinkedIn Live, Ilya. Excellent. And Dana says she's so happy for season 2. Claps. And she's saying happy birthday to my wife. Thank you so much, Dana. I appreciate that as well. All right. Who else is below there? Good. Oh, thanks to you. You're glad you got through, Roberta. I'm glad really happy you got through. All right. So let's give Josh Braun some content. Oh, I didn't play the weekly update segment. Okay, let me just play that. I was supposed to play that before. I didn't play it, but it's okay. Let me go back to the comments and take Roberta off like this, because right now we're going into another segment, which is called Our Content Love. And this week, our content love is for Josh Braun. Now, Josh, I've been following Josh for a while. I literally just subscribed to his email list today. Josh has been adding a lot of value to me with his sales content. He has a really good philosophy about detaching and not being too salesy, and he has lots of really great content. And I also just followed him on TikTok today. So these are the 13 things he's learned to let go of, and it hasn't been easy. So I can't go through all of them, but I will tell you the one that really stood out to me. Right? Where is it? Where is it? The one that really stood out to me was down here. Why is my mouse not scrolling the way it's supposed to scroll? It just does not scroll the way I want it to. Outcomes. arguing judgment. But it's a really great article. Let me just read one for you, right? I'll just read one, right? So the first thing he's learned to let go of is speed. Faster doesn't equal better. Work is wobbly. Progress makes me happy. Being addicted to speed doesn't. Whenever I go fast, I make mistakes. When I slow down, I don't. It's a really excellent list of things that he has learned over the years being in sales. And as a result of Josh Brown being such a good content contributor to my life, we're going to give him the UCC stamp of approval. All right, excellent. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. All right, so let's move on a little bit. Let's move right along and look at the exclusive video content. For the exclusive video content, we have a breakdown of this lighting setup you're seeing here. Not a full breakdown, but I'm going to give you a mini breakdown of the light sources that I'm using as individual pieces. So let's run with that. Today I'm going to show you what each of my lights does to this image. There are 6 lights on in this image right now. But today with my magic snap, I'm going to show you what they look like individually. Starting with my LED desk lamp. So this is just with the desk lamp. Right now the LED is set to kind of purple color. And I like that purple highlight to complement the red. Let me show you the bulb now. It got real dark. So this is just with the bulb alone. I got that bulb as decoration for my live show. And it's a nice background practical to enhance the image. Now onto the backlight. Now I'm all in silhouette and mysterious. So this is my red backlight that lights the background and gives it that nice red hue. It's a LED light with a red gel over it. Now let me show you how the ring light is lighting the background. So this is how the ring light is lighting the background. It's just casting some light so that I can be separated from the background. Let's move on to my key light. So this is the biggest and most powerful light I have. This is my key light. And you might be thinking, yeah, you don't need anything more than this. But I know when you use light properly, it enhances the entire image. Because now look at this boring room light, the bulb in the ceiling. So this is just the light in the room, is ultra boring and is casting a whole ton of shadows all over my face. The light is harsh and hard, and so I would much prefer to have all my lights together and do it that way. With that said, let's go back to the original setup. And we're back. If you like that light demonstration, follow me. Excellent. That was a good, nice little demonstration there. I think this season I'm going to do most of the videos I'm going to show in this segment are going to be TikToks that I've made. I'm going to run that. And just so, for those who don't know, I am on TikTok. This is my handle. I'm just everywhere, by the way. I'm just everywhere. I'm on Instagram and Twitter, and this is me everywhere. Just my name. So if you want to go across on TikTok and check me out across there, we're building a good community across there as well too. And I'm seeing a lot of the people who are from LinkedIn across on TikTok, which I really love. You know, it's a different batch of people, but it's really great nonetheless. All right, let me take that away. And oh, right, this is what we all wait. Before that, let me look at the comments. Oh my goodness. Hi Juana, how are you doing? Great to see you. Oh, we're gonna have to go back to these comments when Gabe is on here, man. Hi Juana, it's good to see you. Yeah, I'm not dancing. We are dancing. Excellent. This is for your LinkedIn Live, I'm sure. Stephen is saying, sup? Stephen and I had a live stream today. It was really excellent with the 10 top quick content creation tools we use. Go check that out on his page. And then we have Big Texas birthday. Good wishes to Mrs. Bannister. Thank you so much. I'll tell her that you said that. Summer, I'll tell her that you said that. Work is wobbly. Yes, it is. Well, Gabe is talking to everybody down in the comments, so it's like, you know, everybody who have healed out already. Gabe is basically healed everybody out. So I'm loving a live stream schedule post every day. Yeah, that's great. That's excellent. We're going to talk about that. Let's see. Doing it is 34 degrees tonight in Texas. Ooh, that sounds kind of cool. And do they generate a lot of heat? No, they don't generate a lot of heat. My room has AC. Right now the AC is off. All of the lights I have in here, every one is an LED. All of them are LEDs. So I have a big light. I have these are the lights, but they're all LEDs. They don't generate a lot of heat. As a matter of fact, the computer generates more heat than all of the lights. The computer gets hot, but the lights don't get hot. And that's one of the great things about light emitting diodes. All right, so let's move on. Thank you for that question. I appreciate it. All right, to the moment we've all been waiting for, right? Let me just clear my throat here. Let me go in on this one, right? Tonight, we have with us all the way from Dallas, Texas, LinkedIn live streaming expert, video content strategist, and host of the weekly TGIF live show that helps educate through conversation and interaction. His mission is to help others learn and improve their live shows to create the best presentation possible. Please throw your bulbs up and help me welcome to the show Gabé Leal.
What's going on, my friend? How are you?
I'm doing well, Gibb. Welcome, Sir Gabriel. Welcome.
Well, it's kind of cool that everybody, hopefully they see back behind me. I've actually got the stream live through the YouTube channel, so go subscribe. Check out Juma's content there on YouTube. So, hey, that's what we're here to do, is promote ourselves as well as just as much as I promote other creators. So that's what we're here, man.
All right, excellent. It's great to have you on, Gabe. All right, so I'm going to start off by asking you to introduce yourself. So let's just start off with that simple first, because after that it's going to get a little crazy. So you go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are and what you're about.
Yes. So I am a content creator and I am a LinkedIn live stream expert. I am also a live stream strategist. So not only have I been streaming now for the last two almost close to 2.5 years now, I've also elevated how I go out and start educating people on how to live stream. That is my mission. I want other creators to go to, again, be their best selves on their live streams, and I try to teach them in a manner that you don't have to necessarily break the bank to stream, to be to do ambiance, to do all of this. I try to teach a lot of the creators who start DIY, man. How do you start getting, before you invest money into buying? Don't go buy a Shure SM7B and start out with your as that your beginning microphone. You're going to drop $400, and you might not even know how to use it, how to get the settings right. So take those little steps. And I do that with a lot of people who I introduce into the world of live streaming. So I get thrilled when I hear people say, hey, now I have the access to go live stream. I have the ability to go start a show and go put my message out there. So that's simply what I do every single day that I get up, is go be myself, go out there, share my passion for creation and creativity, and spread it as far and as wide as I possibly can to as many people who are willing to listen. So that's kind of me in a nutshell, man.
That's excellent. That's really good stuff. And you were talking about streaming on a budget. I know you're a man who believes in that. And I actually remember you said on one of your live stream that you had like a $5 piece of Walmart cloth as a green screen. And
well, look, just to kind of what you were talking about. This is a bulb right here. Look, these are very, very, really great bulbs. $7.95 you can buy this. They emit so much light. When I had my regular lighting in there, and here when I have it inside back behind me, it illuminates so brightly. People go, wow, how do you have such great lighting in there? It's just using the things that you can buy the most inexpensive way. Look, I'm going to show you. Look at this. This is a price tag. Look at this. These are
$19.97, and that's a YouTube. Oh, okay. Wow.
So again, I find, and I teach people how to find things on a budget, like even buying cheap tracking that you can see back behind me. I mean, you can buy this stuff very inexpensively and set up a studio. You can have a look. You can use the things around you. And again, create a professional looking, or even if you're going for the gamer look, to how to set up your studio. And then when you want to move up and stuff, you invest into other things. So like even lighting like this is, I mean, these are fairly inexpensive. These are like, this was $29.95. I'm not spending a ton of money on to stream and do a lot of the things that I love to do. So again, look at this. This is an LED light, purple shade, $5.
So Gabe clearly brought out all the deals today. He clearly brought out all the deals. He had them on hand. So what was the top money making decision you made when you started live streaming?
Oh, that's easy. So it was actually the most expensive piece of equipment that I actually have is my microphone.
Right.
Um, that's probably the biggest investment. I got my, I bought, I'm using just a regular Logitech C922 camera, which
Mm.
I got before the pandemic started and before the need for stream cameras were very expensive. I got mine on sale on a deal for $49.95. I
Yeah,
was like,
that's like $65 now.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gone up even more. I mean, even during the pandemic when they were very hard to come by, it got up. I see prices where they were almost a 99, $100 a piece. I was
Wow.
like, whoa. So again, my Blue Yeti, which I use here, um, costed me like one 129, I think it was. I bought it for. So,
Hmm.
but other than that, man, I don't. Again, I don't teach people to spend tons of money unless that is the objective of what you want to do. So if you're doing a studio build out and you have the means to go do it, then please take the opportunity, go buy everything that you want to go do, go invest in a lot of the things and technologies. They do work. That's what
Right.
I'm trying to tell you. There's a reason that there are some that have very great quality sound, very great quality resolutions on your cameras. There's a reason for it. You spend the money, you're going to get what you pay for. But I
Hmm.
just try to teach people again, you don't have to let the technology, you don't have to let all these things stand in your way um, to become a creator.
Right. And so whenever I hear you talk about streaming on LinkedIn, the thing that stands out to me is your absolute certainty that anyone can get engagement on LinkedIn if they do it right. So my question is, in your mind, what is the biggest mistake someone can make if they want to live stream on LinkedIn, and what's the one a non-negotiable thing they must do?
Ooh, so number one that I tell people, don't ignore your audience. Let your audience be actively part of what you do with your show. You don't have to always pull in the comments, but leave a certain amount of time for you to have a possible Q&A with
Yeah.
your audience. Let them feel like they're a part of your community, a part of what you build, a part of what you're creating here. Now, I get it if you're going to do your video content strategically where it's solely being created for the purpose of repurposing later on. Cool. If that's the objective, that's fine. But I always tell people there's a reason people come and follow and watch shows like my show, like on Travis's show. When people come here and they show up for a reason, it's because they feel like they are part of the show. They feel like they are part of the community. There's a reason why um, I I tuned in and was watching your show because it was part of feeling included in what's going on. So that's what I tell
Mm,
people. Do not please ignore your audience.
right.
Even if you don't pull the comments in, acknowledge the people
Mm,
that are contributing to what you're doing here. And for me, the what I tell people is the non-negotiable is to promote your shows.
right.
That
Right.
is a big one for a lot of creators that I see they drop the ball on. So promoting your show and promoting what you do, that is how you're going to get another. That's just another way that people are going to discover who you are, what you're about, and what you're sharing and what your content is. Um, I see creators who will create a live stream event. They got no kind of promotional photo. They got no information. There's
Right.
no there's no information like content wise. They don't write out like any kind of copy for their event post or anything.
Right.
So I
Right.
tell people, hey, use the tools that you're being granted and maximize the way that you're going to be able to reach out to people. So, I mean, there's so many. If you can't find them, follow the creators that are around. They can lead you to again, a lot of the free resources that you can use. If you don't have the money for a graphic designer, which, hey, if you do, please spend it because they're going to give you something unique. If you don't, go to Canva or somewhere very inexpensively or somewhere that's actually free to go create templates, to go promote to again, talk about what you're going to do on your show.
Yes, excellent. That's great. Let me just show some of the comments right here. Well, this was your drum roll for when you were coming in. Of course, Dana is so good at this now. Dana is like putting up 1,000 bulbs. Thank you, Dana. And Juan is saying hello. Bill is saying, Bradford is saying hello, gentlemen. Hello to you, kind sir. Thank you for jumping on. And Jamila is saying, hey, Gabe. Jamila has recognized that Gabe came onto her stream and said hello. And so she just wants to say hello back, I'm sure.
Yes.
So let me ask you another question. If you said, you've already said this and you kind of alluded to it earlier. You said that if people are more willing to share their knowledge with someone first, or people are more willing to share their knowledge with someone who first shows an interest in what they're doing, right? How have you applied that rule to yourself when looking to build community and learn new things?
Oh man, that is a big part of the fabric of how I communicate with people. Is I take that opportunity that when somebody reaches out to me and actually shows general interest in wanting to learn, that I take an opportunity. Let's schedule a 15-minute virtual coffee. Let's talk. Let's sit down and see what you like. Kind of gauge your real interest. Those who really want to learn, they book. We talk. We go to the next step of planning out a strategy session. And then we kind of get them started on the path, whether it's, hey, they want to learn just a few things so they can start doing it on their own, or, I help them coach along the process. But either way, I give people the opportunity to kind of reach out to me and want to learn, because if I don't do that, somebody did that for me when I first started, when I was an unknown commodity, when I wasn't the LinkedIn Live expert, when I wasn't all these things, when I was just a guy trying to learn how to live stream. Somebody gave me the time and they willingly shared enough information for me to say, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this together. I'm going to get started. So I do this I do that for other people. And that's kind of a part of what I feel like I have to do, is that circle of reciprocity and helping somebody else get the opportunity to go out there and start live streaming. Because again, man, that's what this is all about reaching out to people and having the ability to put yourself, your voices and everything out there so that, it's going to find somebody, it's going to connect with somebody. So that's a big one for me, is like, hey, reach out. Don't feel afraid. There's no dumb questions. There's no right or wrong answer about how you start doing things. It's just about how you want to get started. That's the first very major step that I tell a lot of creators. Look, starting out with anything and everything that you might have around you. You don't have to go, again, break the bank to get started on live streaming. People do it all the time with their phones. People do it, with just simple camera that's on their laptops. So just go ahead and put yourself out there, and then later on, fine tune the rest of it. Fine tune everything else. As you go along and you develop in your journey of live streaming and you evolve, okay, then start investing in a better camera or a better audio or a better anything.
It's interesting. So you do live streams all the time now, and currently that's not a problem. That's pretty easy for you to do, right?
Yes.
But there was a time, I'm sure, when you weren't doing it, and so I could imagine that it probably was nerve-wracking for you at some point. How did you transition from not doing this at all to being such a consistent and prolific streamer?
So that, again, the reason that I started doing it so much was accountability. I wanted to, I knew myself, you should know yourself better than anybody. So I knew myself that if I didn't put myself there and commit to doing something like this, to answer the bell every single day, then it would have been very hard. I would have like just let things fall by the wayside and go, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. Then I'll do it tomorrow. And things procrastinate. And before you know it, your live show that you had planned to start doing just goes away, and you don't even go back to it. You just move on with life for a lot of reasons. So for me, it was about me being very accountable, and even learning now to take breaks in between, like how I stream. So pretty much like you just did with yours. This is the second season, but when you ended season 1, you took a little bit of break so you can recharge, re-energize, refocus, whatever you need to do, recalibrate how you want to go approach things, and then put together a different kind of strategy, or change things up the way that you might want to do, and then go back out there and start, creating again. That's where I think that's a big downfall for a lot of people who don't understand when they get started in doing this, that the work and the commitment and everything else around it, you got to make sure that you can plan around it and do that. But again, like I said, I knew myself, so I had to do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you what, without those little breaks to, let you sit back and just think about things and how you want to do it, there is no calendar. There is no way to start putting out live streams. Well, I know we're going to touch on that, but the reason, again, and I tell people why I developed that and why it became to be, is by just being a spectator.
Right.
I was watching your show, and I've told this story to other people. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but I'm going to tell it.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can help you out with that.
Quick thought. I'm always going to point this out, and I'm always going to give this gentleman his kudos. He's not here. He's not around, but hopefully he'll find us. I will never, ever talk about not what I've done and what I created without Juma Bannister. Juma gave me the encouragement of what I do, and this is why I talk about watching live streams. Because what he was doing on his show and highlighting other people was the spark plug that got me off my ass to start doing more and more of this. This is why I was happy to have him on my very first show. I had DJ there as well, but I was happy to have him there because Juma's just a genuine individual. And he does this, again, he does it very well. And watching what he did sparked me to do this. Without him, the newsletter, the chat, the group, all of it doesn't exist.
Well, sir, I found it. I was doing my research and I was going through all of these streams that you've been on, and I was flabbergasted. I came across it and I was like, Gibb, I really was flabbergasted. I said I have to clip this and play it because I did not know this existed. This is when I was on break. I was on break.
You were on break that whole time.
Yeah.
So the whole time that when you started out and doing your break was it's going to correlate from when I think your very last show, I had just done like the first or second edition of like doing the calendar every day. And it sort of just took off on its own because it was, like I said, something that I saw that there was a need for. People were like, hey, I want to watch live streams. I just don't know where to go. I was like, well, I know where to go because I watch tons of them. I know exactly where you need to go. So I started putting them together, and lo and behold, this is how the universe works. I think a month after I started doing the calendar, LinkedIn announces that now, if you have your creator mode turned on, we're going to let people access LinkedIn Live. People are going to have more ability to now stream. And all of a sudden, all of these other creators were given the ability to start streaming, and I started seeing people use it and start creating their shows. And now there's people that are doing it on the regular because of that. And part of why I got to put a lot of these shows now into the calendar and seeing people, give them instant support, give them the ability to say, hey, I'm a live streamer. I want to be included. And that's for me, that's where I say, you know what? It doesn't matter if you've streamed 500 shows like my buddy Russ Johns, or if you've streamed your first show. you get treated the same, you get the same support. And I want just that sort of encouragement to continue. And, this community, I've seen it develop into something really special, and we're only beginning. We're only touching the surface of what this is. So there's so much more yet to come. There's so many things that are developing because of this, and it's all because of UCC Live and watching everybody just be up in here, man.
Everybody everybody in the comments give themselves a round of applause, because it's not about me. It's just serendipity. Things just happen sometimes in a way that you can't explain and you don't expect. I just happened to be streaming on Thursday, because I remember when Gabe came on. He was in the comments and he was like participating. It's like, oh, cool, Gabe. Because I remember Gabe from the tornado?
Yes, Stream Tornado.
Yeah, Stream Tornado. I remember when I came onto LinkedIn in the early days, I was like, oh, this guy looks, his stream is so fancy. It's all these graphics and stuff. And I was like, wow, I don't even have LinkedIn Live yet. And then, time progressed and I got access, and then I had to work the show out, and all of a sudden Gabe is now in my comments like, hey, Gabe is here. Hey, and for me, that was an amazing thing. That's like, it came full circle. Like, it's somebody you were looking at, and then they're there, and now all of a sudden this thing became a thing, the calendar and the scheduling, and it's like, oh my goodness, I'm leaving and it's now starting, and oh my goodness, it's going to come back around eventually. But I'm really thankful. The community wants to thank you. If I haven't thanked you officially, thank you officially for putting the thing together. Can't wait on the website. I know that's coming at some point.
Yes.
So we'll talk a little bit about that. Let me just recognize some people in the comments. So Roberta was saying this about something earlier on, but it could apply to what just happened just now. So true, Gabe. And Charlene is here. Hi, Charlene. Thank you so much for jumping on. Charlene was on the live stream with Travis the last time. Thank you so much. And she's giving her claps and her flowers. Is that, well, I guess it could be roses as well. Give Gabe his roses while he's here. Allison, we don't, it doesn't matter what time you get here, whatever time you get here, you're on time. Okay.
That's it.
We have to see you, right? And Jamila said that newsletter is the best use of the feature on LinkedIn. It's like watching cable in the 2000s with a TV guide. Hey, no, for real. I go through that thing and I'm like, I want to watch this. And let me tell you, the thumbnails become so important when you look through that guide. Like, it's like critically important. And I'm saying, does my thumbnail stand out? Does it stand out? Yes, it stands out.
Yes.
Charlene is giving.
That's the big one, Juma, is that I make it so that people, that's part of why the newsletter has worked so well, is because I wanted to include every single part of what these content creators do, because as you know, it takes time, effort, planning to do a lot of these things. And I didn't want to throw that by the wayside and not recognize what these people are doing every single day. So including that in the newsletter, I've made it so much easier now that the thumbnail does become important, because when you click on the thumbnail now, it takes you straight to the event. You don't have to type in nothing. You don't have to go look for a link. You don't have to do anything. You look at that, you just look at that thumbnail and say, click, and it goes straight to wherever I need to go. That's why I set it up that way, so that it's out of convenience for anybody who wants to watch. Look, creators, please, I beg of you, take a little time to create a thumbnail that's going to be vital to what you do. I see people that are like creating content like crazy. I mean, really good content, really great. Their shows have very good topics. I go over there, nothing. There's no thumbnail. There's nothing there. And I go, man, somebody probably just, they'll look at your event. They'll go, I don't know what that is. I don't know what it's about. It says here it's about diversity and inclusion, but I don't know who, what, or what's going on. So I'll just keep on scrolling. You know, so that thumbnail, you can't. It's like going to a YouTube channel and not having a thumbnail on your thing. It's insane. You got to have something there, because if you don't, LinkedIn is just going to put up a big gray square with no,
You don't want that. It
not
looks
at all,
terrible.
not at all. So that's like where I'm just trying to educate as many of the people who are starting out in their live streams to do this. It's like, hey, just include enough vital information so people know where to go, to where to find you. And I tell people again, be mindful of like what you put on your thing, on your promotionals, because when things change or if something changes and you put all this work into it, it's so much more to have to go back and redo. So like if you put all the times, like I've seen people who put like all the times or a lot of times, like around the world, like Central England time, they'll put look, the schedulers, when you schedule your events, it's going to set it up for them.
Yeah.
It works its magic. Write it in the copy so you can always go back and edit the copy if you need to, but leave it off the promotional. Just put a general date and time so that people can actually just show up. And so if your time zone is 10 o'clock Central England time, just put 10 a.m. CET, because the moment you schedule the event in any of these tools, it's going to calculate the time for me. So I know when I look at it, it's like, oh, well, it's 7 o'clock here later in the States.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the technology does for us. So just keep that in mind for a lot of the creators who are out there creating, man. That's a big one. And
Yeah.
I gotta say, your color schemes work very well for what you do for your thumbnails. There's actually a study on color marketing that you can go out and see, and a lot of the colors that you use, yellow, white, red, are what stand out more than anything. So kudos,
Right.
man. Kudos.
Thanks. I have to admit that color scheme was the logo was deliberate. That kind of orange circle, that was deliberate. The color scheme was just, it was an accident actually.
Well,
but
happy accidents, man.
Happy accidents, like Bob Ross says, yeah. So it just kind of ended up that way, and I took it, and then I said, oh, this is great, because I found I did the intro first. Let's just say I took the design thing and I extrapolated it, and it worked out.
Yes.
So that was really good. How's the book coming along?
So the book is coming along. It is so right now I'm working on a lot of back end stuff to make a lot of the things that I do, a lot of the processes that I do, so much easier for myself, because beginning in February, my focus and the center focus is to finish completing that book, because I want it to be available at the end of March. So it seems like a short time, but I got a lot of the stuff already in place, because half of the book is going to be about my personal journey, which I know about and I can write about, and a lot of the things that I've taken out of the 300 plus interviews that I've had with people, and some of the moments that have really shaped me, developed me, and showed me that this world and the people that are in it, no matter what background, no matter what part they come from, they can help. They help teach you, just simply by doing an interview or being part of what you do as an interviewer, or as a host. Those things like
Right.
that. They've changed my life sometimes, where I've had conversations so deeply ingrained in the conversation that I had to literally look at life from a perspective. So, for example, when I have somebody comes on who's like survived cancer, not once, not twice, but 3 times, I tell myself, you know what, my life is great.
Right.
So I said, those interviews like that, those sort of things have really impacted me and changed my perspective. And I create the show to help other people and spread their voices, but it's helped me kind of become the person that I want to become, simply by reaching out and doing what we're doing now, is having interviews. So that's what the
Right.
book's going to be coming about. And it's going to be, the other part's going to be the educational part of what I talk about and what I do as a live stream creator. So like a lot of best practices and what you should do, your strategies and getting started. So all that's going to be like tied in together. So it's going to be part education, part journey. And like I said, I want it to be out by the end of March. That way I can start going out there, and I want to be able to start talking on stages, on summits, that sort of deal. That's like where, like my objective is to go by the end of 2020, is to be doing that and going out there and sharing my personal journey of what I've done. I've done so many interviews with other people, helping get their journeys and their messages out there and their experiences, that I figured it was time to start doing my own, getting myself out there. So that's going to be a big one for me. That again, I love the opportunity to get to do it. My first love before live streaming was writing.
Okay.
So it's always stayed there. It's always remained there. I know a lot of authors and book editors and that sort of thing prior to doing it. So that's where there's still a part of me that my heart belongs to just being a writer. So it's going to be fun because now I get to marry the two things that I love the most.
Excellent. That's great. Looking forward to that. So is your family, your son he's 7, he's in second grade now, yeah?
Yes. Yeah, he's in second grade.
Oh my, that's a real daddy answer. That's a real dad answer.
I got 4 of them, so I gotta remember. Like, wait a minute.
I'll say it's 4 boys and a girl.
No, reverse. So it's 4 girls and a boy.
4 girls and a boy. Okay. So I said son. Okay. Well, you shouldn't be confused. It's just one son. It's just like, okay.
Well, he's the one that's going to end up on video because he's already learned he wants to start doing a YouTube channel, which I told him we're going to help him get started.
Right.
So he wants to do his own kiddie YouTube channel, and he's already got a lot of the script down.
Oh, really?
Where he's like, hey guys, thank you so much for watching my show. Hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, give you notifications whenever you come watch the show when new episodes drop on the channel. I was like, all right, you're trained, man.
He's done. Basically, he should be training us. I mean,
one day he will. Actually, in my 14-year-old daughter, she's already doing video edits and learning how to do videos and After Effects and Premiere Pro. So she does this with anime, like movies that she watches. So I said, hey, keep developing that skill because I'm going to use that later on. I might have my own household industry of going out, content creating, and
your production house in-house.
In-house.
That's literally in-house. So that's great that you can integrate your family into that. That was one of the things that that's really photobomb the live streams, and it's really, really nice to see them on stream, so that's good.
Yeah. So that's again, you include your life. People sometimes have a professional level that just stays there, and people don't really see the real person behind what they're doing. So I try to make sure that's included in my everyday life, so that people know that, hey, yeah, my kids are here. I'm just I'm a father just like everybody else before anything else. So I keep that in focus, man, and gotta always remember that's the biggest joy in life, is having that's part of what I talk about, my legacy. They're going to be part of my legacy going forward, apart from what I create here.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm pretty set whenever my time is done, whatever that is that I'll leave a big enough legacy behind with my kids and the relationships that I've developed and just the things that I've shared in my life. And that's all I've really wanted to accomplish.
Right.
Since I started doing this.
Excellent. Let me just say some names for you here, and you'll tell me what they mean to you. So let's start off with Steve Sullivan.
Steve Sullivan, man, he is Without him, I don't think I even start this journey here on LinkedIn. He was the first guy that ever reached out to me and told me that your story matters, your journey matters, and that you needed to share it. So I created a video, way too long. I didn't know content back then. I tried to do a 20-minute video and post it on LinkedIn. And if you know, LinkedIn is 10 minutes.
10 minutes. 15 now, but it was 10 minutes
15,
back
it was
then.
10. So even now, it still wouldn't have fit.
Yeah, exactly.
So I had to go back and re-edit everything that I talked about in my message, and I was nervous as heck, rambling, the whole 9 yards. And when I went to go upload it, and it wasn't there, it wasn't able to load, and I had to go back and re-record everything. Once I finally did hit that button for the first time to post, I was scared because I was like, man, why are people going to listen to me? What are they? Everything else, everybody, that the imposter syndrome, all of it that you fear that you get, that was it for him. So when he reached out to me after I posted my video, and I hopefully will remember he watched all 10 minutes of it, that he told me, hey man, thank you so much. That was great that you shared your story, and it really ignited a fire in me to continue doing this.
Oh no, we just dropped off a bit.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Yeah, just dropped off a bit. I don't know why. Live streaming again. Yeah, see, it really lit a fire within you.
Yeah. So he was a big part of me taking those first steps here on the platform. So yeah, he's a big one for me. He's somebody who I still, again, anytime, any place he needs me to be there, reach out for something, I'm there.
What about Rush Johns?
So Rush Johns, he was almost just as crucial as Steve, because he gave me the momentum, the fire, the inspiration to like start doing all of this. And man, I was always so appreciative of him, and now so much so we're working together in building like courses and working on building out a remote producer academy together, because we want to help other people who want to get into this industry learn how to produce these shows, create shows, how to manage them, how to do everything involved in becoming a producer. So without him, and without being actively following what he was doing in his community, there is no Stream Tornado, there's no Gabe, there's none of these things. So he's another big foundation piece for me.
What about Annie Lee?
Oh, so she was another one that helped me learn how to focus this energy, because once I got started, I was super excited, but it was one of those things, I was all over the place. I was like, how do I funnel all of this energy into something productive? So working when we both were actually, our journeys kind of went up together, and how we developed here on the platform. We helped each other out. I mean, I got her like really started on camera. I mean, we'd done a podcast together, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to do podcasts. I want to do live streams. So I convinced her to start getting on camera. And once she got started on camera, she was like, I'm here.
Right.
You know? So yeah, she was one of the people that helped me again figure out how to focus my goals to like become a even more a more strategic creator. I didn't know what that was back then, but I think without her, again, that was a big part of my developmental journey in becoming the creator that I am today.
Yeah. And I think is it Lila Smith?
Yes. So Lila.
Yeah. Lila Smith, right.
Lila was a big one as well. And Lila was actually the first time I ever networked in person with people off of this platform. And it kind of showed me that all of these people that I had like seen their content and read their posts and everything else were just people. That's where the realization came to me that, you know what, you can do this, Gabe. They're just everyday people like you trying to get out here, put themselves out there, find their paths, find what draws them. So I actually went to one of she had a small like workshop that I went to, and man, believe me, if you would have seen me back then to what I was doing now, you're like, who the heck is this guy? This is not. But I met I met 4 very good individuals at that workshop that are now very good friends who are very big relational pieces in my journey. I'm actually going on one of their shows next week, next Thursday. I'm going on. Her name's Fanny. Her name's Fanny Dunnigan. She's another content creator and social media marketing strategist who teaches people how to create corporate content and business content and that sort of thing. So I'm going on her show next Thursday because we met at this workshop a long time ago. It was back in 2019. And just continued to develop on the platform. And every time an opportunity that I would get to connect with these people, they were always a big part of it. So Lila was a big one for me as far as like my realization of people are just people. So
Excellent.
I learned that from her, and anytime, I've had her on my show, I've talked to her numerous times. It's just vital to have those kind of relationships in your life.
Excellent. And this last one is going to shock everybody because, they're going to wonder how this is the case. So what about this not so well known person called Matthew McConaughey?
Ooh, this is a good one. Without Matthew McConaughey, and I actually talked about this on the podcast last week as well. I was at a very low point in my life. I mean, as low as you can get. You felt like when you're that individual looking for lost and you wanted to find purpose in life, where you feel like you have no value, that nothing in your life even matters, even with my family around, even with my wife around and all these other things, I just felt I felt like I didn't belong wherever I was. And I had gone through a personal, I want to say experience, because I had lost, I was going through an injury, as a matter of fact, that shattered my foot. And I figured that at that point I felt incomplete anymore. I wasn't the same. I was never going to be the same person. So when you start realizing those things, it put me in a dark place. And I was laying there one night, just on my couch, laying under there with my pillow and my phone, and just crying and not having, like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know where life leads me. I don't know where anything is. I have no answers. And one of my friends that I was telling you about it, because she was an author, and we'd been friends since high school, but she was an author. She's a published author who's written numerous books. We'd communicated, but out of the blue, she sent me a message. It'd been a while since I heard. She sent me a message, and it was a Matthew McConaughey video that she had sent me. And she said just simply this: "I think you need to hear this right now."
Oh. Out
of the blue, nowhere. I mean, no, there was this again. I probably hadn't talked to her in about 6 or 7 months. It'd been a while since we communicated, and it was just there. And I watched the video, and everything that he said, for some reason, pierced me like a bullet. Went past every filter, everything that I ever thought about, everything. It put me in tears, but it gave me hope, and that's what I needed. Was just enough of that for me to start looking to change my life. And from that moment on, I was never the same guy. So again, he may never know it. He may never hear this. It may never get to him. But it's something like that, a message that somebody does and says that can make impact. So I said video is such a powerful tool, and that's the reason why I believe it is so much so, because it helped inspire me and it helped me change my life for the better. So without it, I'm not here. We don't have this interview. None of this happens.
Yeah, and I could see reflected. I do have a surprise to you, Matthew. Could you come? No, that's not gonna happen.
Oh my God! If I did that, I think I would fall over in my chair.
That would be real cool. We're not at that level yet. If we were at that level, if I was like, some archetype of Ellen type of level, that would happen right now. That's exactly the moment for that to happen.
That would be like, hey Matt, come here.
Yeah, hey Matthew, Matthew flew all the way to Trinidad and Tobago just to be here. That would have been great. But I hope one day you get a chance to meet him and tell him that in person.
And that's all I want to do is just tell him thank you.
Yeah.
Simply put, I don't have to anything else. If he asks, and I'll tell him the story. But if ever I just get to be close enough with proximity, I just want to tell him thank you. Yeah. So that's all we need. Yeah.
All right. Let me look at some of the comments here. Roberta is saying the best is yet to come. I hear you singing.
That's right.
She said, I continue to be amazed by the diversity of topics. And she's talking about thumbnails early on.
Yes.
And then she said you were speechless. At some point, you were speechless.
Yes, I was.
And
well, I think it was the video that we were sharing about kind of.
With the clip.
The clip of what you were, where everything kind of came, because just like very much like you, Juma, Roberta's going to have a sidebar in this journey as well, because she was the one that mentioned to me that you should start a hashtag. I didn't think about that, and she told me that you need to start a hashtag to put all this behind, because like I said, how am I going to corral all of these places to help me do these sort of things? So she said start the hashtag. So the next day I wrote a post and a poll and asked people what their advice was, and we were able to come up with the hashtag LinkedIn live streams, and now there's 221 followers and growing.
Yes.
Now whenever creators type in hashtags, if you type in LinkedIn live, it's the next hashtag that populates right underneath it. So creators are using it, they're putting it in their post all the time. So it's going to just continue to grow.
Yes. So, that actually happened to me today. I was like, what is it? Is LinkedIn live stream? And I began to type when it popped up. I was like, oh yes, this is it. Oh, let me say hello to Robert. Hi Robert, in a while. Good to see you. Roberta was saying something earlier. Let me say something about Gabe. A month ago, I got the coolest video message from Gabe. He saw something in me that a few do. He got me even though we had never talked. And he invited me to collaborate on a project. It wasn't the right time for or project, but it was very special.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's part of that's part of it, man. Sometimes you just need that sort of spark from somebody else that's what I spend my time doing sometimes, is finding people and say, you have a rare special quality about you that I think people, that you might not see it in yourself and you might not understand it, but I see it. And then if I see it, I know other people will see it somewhere down the line. So that's why it's huge that anybody and everybody has a story, and everybody's got a uniqueness about them, and you can either ignore it, but sometimes it just outshines you trying to ignore that you're that person. So that's what I love. That's why I love sharing it with people. Say, look, listen, you ought to think about this, because you have something about you that I think other people will find just as special. So
all right, that's excellent. So Jamila's asking about the hashtags here. So let me just show a comment for a couple. I actually have them here. So the one is LinkedIn live streams.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The other one is LinkedIn
audio streams.
Audio streams. And while we're at it, Might as well put Gabe's
LinkedIn up here as well.
LinkedIn up here, and then on YouTube you can go to the Gabe Leal experience
because it is experience meeting me and
yes, and then we have Stream Tornado that is
on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Right
now. I just started there, so anybody there that if you're going on Twitter, please follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to build a Twitter following strategically because I'm trying to get myself on Amazon Live, and they usually want to have a lot of they ask that you have a big following on one of these social media platforms. So I have 960 subscribers to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna start pushing that again to grow that again.
Okay.
I've let it lay dormant for about a year now, so I'm gonna start pushing the YouTube page, and then I'm gonna start following or get people to follow on Twitter. So I started it back on January 2nd, so I'm up to like 95 or 96 followers. So it's growing at a good rate. And from what I understand, Monday morning, I'm having my first Monday morning live stream. So I do my live streams now on Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And now I'm going to start doing a Monday morning to start off your week at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For a lot of the creators who are across the pond or in other places in the world, I still want to have conversations with them, but I can't invite them onto my show on Friday night. It's like 1 or 2 in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning where they're at. And I still want to have the opportunity to have a conversation with them. So that's how I have decided to solve that. And the first one Monday is going to be Marco Novio, who's over in Spain. He's a Amazon Live streamer.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to talk to him ad nauseum about being on Amazon Live because I'm intrigued by it. I want to get on the platform there because it's a great way to start putting yourself out there and doing what we always talk about, generate revenue for yourself as a creator.
Yes, definitely. So, I have one person who's on there, but before we finish talking about that, let's just jump into the last segment because let's take our own advice. It's been over an hour. Let's jump into the last segment, and then we'll bring this thing in for a landing.
Okay.
So this is agree, disagree. People down in the comments could play along. I'm gonna put some things up on the screen, and Gabe, you could tell me if you agree or disagree. This doesn't reflect the questions. Don't reflect whether I disagree or disagree with these statements. They're just general statements, and you could do it however you feel like, right?
Okay. Let's do it.
First one. Agree, disagree. Passion before skill.
Ooh. Agree.
All right. And don't forget to play down in the comments if you're there. Some of these are specifically for Gail, but most of them play along.
There you go.
All right. The second one, and I asked this before, but I want to get your take on this. So video is just a vehicle to deliver a message.
Disagree. So much more. Yep. All
right. Okay. Great. Agree. Disagree. Agree, disagree. I see Roberta's making some comments. I'll get to that just now. Agree, disagree. Having a large community is important.
Ooh, I agree with that. I 100% agree.
Okay, great.
I feel like that's important.
Agree, disagree. LinkedIn audio is here to stay.
Ooh, I agree. Not confidently, but I agree. I agree that it's going to be here.
Hey, Kareem is on the feed. Hi, Kareem. Well, hold on. Let me just recognize Kareem. Kareem, I haven't seen Kareem in a bit. Hi, Kareem. How you doing, brother? All the way out.
Stopping in.
Yeah, he's just popping in. I don't know what time is it across in the Philippines. Hey, hi. Great to see you, man. And Charlene agreed, of course. Let me jump back to the banners now.
Okay.
Okay, this one is for you, Gabe. Agree, disagree. I'd rather give up coffee than never wear a hat again.
Disagree. Gosh, you know what? No, I got it. It's my brand. I agree. I think I would have to give up coffee before I give up my hats. I've been a long time, even before I was live streaming. I've been always a big hat collector. I'm a hat snob, so to say. So yeah, I would have to agree with that statement.
How many hats do you have?
In all honesty, I probably have about 200 plus hats.
How many heads do you have?
Just one.
Just one. That's
Just
one.
one.
Just one. Just one.
But if I wanted to, I could actually wear a hat every day, a different hat for every day of the streams that I was doing. But some of them I collect because there's like I could never buy that hat again, so I don't wear it. I wear it intentionally wear them once at least, and then I'll collect some of them. But there are a few, like I said, I have about 6 or 7 right now that are in the rotation that I keep on the regular that I change out. But yeah, man, I have them put up because again, I've always just collected them, and I've been wearing them since I was about 18 years old. So it's been quite a while, but that's just a part of what it is, and they're all fitted hats. I don't wear snapbacks. I don't wear any of those. They're always one particular kind. So yeah, it's part of the brand. And you know what? People are shocked when they see me without it. When I go on streams and they go, "You're off brand, dude. Where's the hat?"
Yeah, where's the hat? Where's the hat? You know. So okay, let me get. Kareem is saying, "Oh, he's saying it's 10:39 a.m.
Oh,
That's up here, back in the Philippines."
there you go.
So and then Robert is saying disagree. Need coffee. Yes. Some people, coffee is life. Charlotte, of course, is laughing at that, and she's saying hats are vital. So, you know. Oh, nice.
Oh, that was a hard question. That was a hard question.
I will try to throw one in there.
Oh man, I do. They're both like. If I had one, it was 1A, 1B. They're pretty crucial, but yeah, if you make me choose, I'm gonna go with the hat.
Okay, all right. So this might be a controversial one, and you'll tell me what you think of this. Okay, this one is it. Some people just aren't made to live stream.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree. Okay. This simply for the fact that it's just not in the cards. I've seen people have to walk away from it. So I agree with that.
All right. And that is the you know what, we could do this last one here, even though I've asked this one already. Personal content and private content are two different things.
Ooh, agree. I agree with that. I mean, simply put, go look at your content or stuff that you put on Facebook, as opposed to like what a lot of people do on here on the LinkedIn platform. A lot of people share a lot of more of their private stuff because Facebook is like created more for like, well, it starts out as just mostly your family and friends and that sort of thing around you. So I agree that they're two different things, and it might be controversial to what people believe, but that's just how I feel. So there you go.
Yeah, let's see some comments. So Kareem is agreeing with the live stream comment. He's saying some people just aren't made to live stream.
Yeah.
Beth is saying walking away is better than melting down. I agree with that. That's cool. And at the very end here, let's share some wise words from Gabe. These are not my words; these are Gabe's words. So let's share those words of wisdom from him. So Gabe said, "Live streaming is a tool. If you use a hammer to build a house, you're going to create something great. But if you use a hammer to hit your hand, you're not going to get the same results."
It's true. The right tools in the right hands is going to make you. It's going to, again, you're going to be able to complete your objective. So that's why I always tell people, if your tool is to use your voice and you're going to amplify that, then boom, you use the right tools that you need to do that. So I wouldn't tell people, hey, if you're a speaker, go spend all your time writing. That's not how you're going to communicate to somebody. That's not how you're going to reach the people with what you do. So that's a big one for me. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I can't remember exactly when, but I remember saying.
Yeah, you did say that. That's a true statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go, folks.
All right. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show off the features in StreamYard now by loading up a little bit of a tune in the background. You know, now we have these features on StreamYard. And I am going to thank Gibb. We have brought this show in for a landing. Is there anything else you want to share with the people before we end the stream, Gibb, and the show, wrap the show up?
Yeah. So tomorrow, folks, I have a LinkedIn audio event that I'm doing tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be just talking about networking. So we're just going to come people. I just want people to show up, connect, come share their stories and experiences. No designed rhyme or reason behind it, except to spur conversation and engagement. So that'll be for tomorrow. And then, of course, my Friday night show. It'll be at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow evening. And we're going to do something a little bit different tomorrow. There's not going to be a guest on. I'm going to be talking about simply like how the platform introduced audio events and how it's kind of changed the way that now people can develop a strategy, because there was somebody that did it interestingly this week. They did a live stream and then they went into an audio event right afterwards.
Oh yeah, I was there.
Oh, that's okay. So it was cool to see the guests come in here, have the conversation. So just imagine if we're doing this and say, hey guys, we're going to have Gabe in for a 30-minute Q&A after the show. Here's the link in the comments. Join the event. We'll be there in a few minutes to get everything started. I said, wow, that's just another interesting way how you can bring in the ability to have audio and video together. So you could plan a whole event around having one guest on. So we're doing a 30-minute stream, then we're going to do 30-minute Q&A, and it kind of brings everything in together. And it's just going to build the engagement, and that's what we like to hear, and that's what we like here on this platform. So it's awesome.
Excellent. So go look out for that. This is Gabe's LinkedIn location. His LinkedIn location. Drop a pin right on the page. Go check it out, and you will see all of the info there. I think that's what you'll get it. So Kareem is saying, I think he's saying this in response to some people are not made to live stream.
Yeah. Interesting.
As well. And he said he goes back and forth for between live and recorded content. So I'm thinking maybe I asked a question about the StreamYard be live or restream. So nice strategy is Beth is referring to the switching over from the video to the audio.
Yeah.
Saw someone do that with their Facebook Live and then went on Clubhouse. Kind of not.
Well, that's the thing though. Now you can do it on one platform. There you go.
Yeah, so she said to keep it all in one platform. So go check Gibb out here. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Thank you so much for being here in the useful. Well, before we go, let me just drop some of the useful UCC essential banners. This is me. This is my social media at Juma Bannister all over the place. It's studios as well. And I thought the music didn't loop. I was wondering, is this busted? It just released it. You know, you could go to RelateStudios.com. We're going to be doing the website real soon. Don't worry about that. But now, hashtag UCC Live down in the comments and throw up your bulbs as we bring everything down for a landing. Thank you so much, Useful Content community, for being here. Thank you, Gabe, for turning up and for being such a great guest. Thank you so much for sharing your story and for sharing how you are helping people with their live streams. And I'll see everybody week. Bye-bye, everyone.